Alright, so we're going to be joining a game mid-cast to see what happens. Right now we're looking at bottom lane. Katarina is going to be pushing bottom tower. Right above her is Jungle Nocturne. Let's see if he goes in for a gank. She is right out of position. Goes in for his Q, misses that. I guess he's prioritizing clearing the minion wave of that. Right now we have purple team taking Dragon. Nocturne is following them up. Using his ult to get in there. Did he steal the Dragon? Not quite sure. But he has certainly put himself in a precarious situation. Fortunately for him, Ezreal has absolutely no magic to speak of. Oof, Corki killed that. Yorick up top. So let's see what's going on right now. Blue team has all of its towers, while purple team is missing top tower. Corki definitely seems to be overpowering. We have 11 kills to 9:15 minutes into the game. Blue team certainly is ahead. That seems to be a weird waste of ult. I guess he figured that he could have hit this Graves. Now mid we have Anivia pushing. Let's see, to the right or left, or Soraka's not going to do much damage. And we have a Leona farming, of all things, weakening up Wraiths for Anivia so that she can get some more farm. Where's Anivia's build at this point? She's building a Chalice and a Tears of the Goddess. The Chalice is actually a pretty good call for a mana-hungry hero for like Anivia. Let's see if I can even begin to guess where this even started. We have a Graves and a Corki. Let's see here. Both of them building AD. So I'm guessing that either one of them could have gone top lane up against that Yorick. I'm guessing Corki. Let's see here. Graves is going to be facing off against a Soraka and Ezreal. They're just going to push the lane. He'll use his buckshot and he'll clear this wave out. Every shot he's firing is going to be powering up his passive, giving him some more bonus armor and magic resist. Oop, Ezreal back down there to fire some pot shots. Nivea, I don't know why the dramatic camera thought her teleporting back to base is important. I think bot tower right now is what's going on. We have Nocturne coming in possibly for a gank, but oh, there is a purple ward right there that's going to stop him from doing anything. Buckshot, we got some damage. Ezreal's able to flash away with his E. And we have Soraka coming and going to be able to heal him. Nocturne playing out his cards, hopefully trying to scare them away. Looks like that Ezreal is in a much better shape. But he can't hit any of his skill shots. Leona's coming in to support her AD carry. We got a ping up here. Ward on ward crime. Let's see what goes on. Oof, 3v1. Jungle Nautilus is in here, doing his best hotshot impression. They're going to take that turret with absolutely no problem. While blue team watches in terror. Can only imagine the hate that's going on in their team chat. Graves is doing his best to farm it up a bit. He has a BF sword, and let's see, Ezreal is going for a Trinity Force build, which he has just captured Trinity Force with lifesteal. He seems to be doing okay. Anivia versus Katarina, she is getting in there, but Anivia seems to have enough health to stand that off. I think incorrectly going to try and knock that out. Oof. She used her summoner, I'm going to say... Oh no, she used her ultimate to get out of that. Not that familiar with Katarina. I play with a Katarina, so I've never actually played her myself. I need to get some experience if I plan on casting more games. Ezreal's farming it up. Ooh, getting hit by that Leona ult. A beautiful ult stunning hit him in place. But he seems to be taking a great deal of damage. Up, Nocturne taken down by Anivia. Oh, I missed Corki killing. Oof. Looks like I missed the real action under tower. Corki dove for Soraka, which isn't exactly the best bet. Supports can die. I mean, Soraka is going to be very helpful, but her heal was already burnt, and they're going to be chasing down that Anivia. Great pull. Leona coming in, trying to do her best to protect that egg. Nocturne coming in as well. Yeah, well, they push them away. The egg's going to pop, and now this Nocturne is in a bad place. Oof, wall is nowhere near wide enough to stop him. Leona and another kill for Anivia. Katarina's basically going to be trying to flee from that. Double buff Anivia, from egg to double buff. She's doing pretty good for herself. Let's take a look at the gold that is going on right now. We know that blue team has a 2k lead, and where is that gold distributed? We got a lot of people that need to go shop. Oh, we got some pings going on. People are not happy with that Yorick. He lost top lane against what I'm going to say is probably Corki. We have Ezreal taking blue buff. On a team like that, that might be the best call. His cooldown reduction is going to help him poke out things, just as long as Anivia doesn't steal it. She is in between buffs at the moment, but that Chalice will be doing a little bit of good for her. And she has a Warmogs, of all things. That's a interesting build, but I think I've seen some other Anivius build that to kind of counteract. Ezreal is treading in dangerous waters. Time to do their double golems. Does Grave know he's there? I don't think he does, and I don't know the camera controls well enough to find out. Someone's pinging their base. That's not all that helpful. Oof, we got a lot of purple running down here. They seem to be working well together. Up, and then we have the action. Graves being melted by a couple of Ezreal skill shots. Leona is in the rear, hoping that there's going to be some kind of leap. Dramatic Cameral has deemed that Corki beating up that poor Yorick again to be more important. They know he is there. Anivia marching in bravely but stupidly, getting hit by a Nocturne ult, knocked up, going to be pounded on, missing with a Nocturne grab, still killed through Ezreal's skill shots. Nocturne's coming in here, he's pouching on the Soraka, but Ezreal's back here, double buff now. He is going to be able to use plenty of auto attacks to do damage over time and slow people. They're not going to kill this Nocturne anytime soon, but proccing some Leona will do some damage for them. The Nocturne is going to go down. And by that I mean Nautilus, N and N. Nautilus is using his ult to get on that Ezreal. Not the best of ideas. He's right next to a Soraka who can heal him and silence. Oof. Look at that. The support taking out that Ezreal. Pretty good call getting the double buff. If she dies here, however, she can hand it right back to a Katarina, which would be the worst possible thing. I don't know if you could choose who kills you there, but you'd want Soraka to take you down. Purple team is going to be going for Dragon because they have butchered everybody. But Katarina's going to want that sweet, sweet farm real quick. Yorick is pushing top tower. He's going to be popping his Q every now and then to get the extra attack speed. It works like most Q enhancers where he can use a normal attack and then immediately get another one. There we go, getting some health back, and top tower is down. We are evening up. Oop, we've hit it, purple team, and now with this dragon, they're going to surpass blue team in gold. Let's see how this all goes down. Graves is going to be heading down to bot all alone to farm. Oof. To be going after the double golems. An okay idea. He doesn't want to push the lane too much, and that Ezreal ult either farming or just a bad call in general. They've got dragon, they've pushed ahead. They are still behind by 1 kill, but they're tied up on towers, and there's some pretty good momentum right there. The Anivia I'm not going to even try to do player names, but that Anivia seems to be taking a lot of risks. A night of me test casting and seeing Anivias make some interesting choices. Nocturne's back in the jungle. Nautilus is going to be keeping that central lane a little pushed. Going to get his farm. Corki, let's see his devil may care attitude. He's going to be going for that red buff. Tries to steal with a missile, misses it. And that Ezreal, 3 levels behind, but 80, it's all about the items, and they both have Trinity Forces, but that lifesteal on that Corki is not going to matter. Look at that. Oof, taken out. And Nocturne pounced on Katarina. Didn't see an ult go off. Let's see here, Nautilus going down, pushed right up the middle. That red buff is not going to help out Yorick that much. The increased movement speed will be a little nice for him, but he's not going to be leaping in on that group. They were checking for dragon. There should have been some ward placement. You always want to put wards around the dragon pit. There we go, purple ward. They'll be able to spot any wards that purple team are going to pick. Somebody was trying to convince them to push bot. It didn't pan out, and the usual AD carry support are going bot. Let's see here. Purple team is respawning. They're waiting for Katarina and Nautilus. Travel time. If they are aggressive enough, that Graves with an Infinity Edge 2 Dorans could easily melt that tower. Let's see here. The Leona is staying passive in the bush. They should be pushing this lane a lot more. Push it or get out. They don't have a tower behind them, and purple team is obviously going to be swarming at them. That Anivia with blue buff is going to be spamming skills, trying to keep that Nautilus at bay. Let's see here. The purple is going down. Leona misses with her Q going in there. I think that's her E, actually. Oof! So much damage, melting that Graves, but look at that, proccing the Leona passive. Nocturne comes in there, beating up that Ezreal as best he can. Anivia's on there too. Leona gets melted, but she does manage to give them a chance to proc her passive one more time to blow up that Ezreal. Oop, Corki is going after Nautilus, and he's trying to scare away that Soraka. They're going to both flee, not really confident in being able to take down this group. A double buff Nocturne with all that attack speed coming from the recursive bow is going to be speeding enough to beat that thing up. His passive allows him to do kind of an AoE attack every 4th attack, I think. Well, you know what? We can check and find out because we're in between moments. Every 10 seconds, Nocturne's next attack strikes surrounding enemies for 120 physical damage and heals himself. So we got some good sustain there. Let's see here. Corki is going to be pushing mid. Soraka is not going to be able to do anything to him. She can stop his missiles, but his missiles weren't going to be hurting the turret. Oh, look at that. Anivia and Corki beating up people. That was not the best of placed. Oh, there we go. Some aggressive warding right there, making sure that they can keep vision in this fight. Oof. Lots of stuff going on right now. That Corki has been melted. He needs to get out of there fast. That Nocturne was a good win. Let's see here. Leona's here. Now we're going to change that advice. Let's see what they'll do. Walling them off, but doing more to keep their team away from it. Oh, Leona ultimate. Holding still. See who they are paying attention to that Ezreal, which is a good call. Graves ult goes off, melting half the damage. Ezreal is just up and down he goes. That Anivia ult chips him down in the foot, but he gets back up. He's underneath the Yorick ultimate. Let's see what he can do with that time. And he beats up that Graves slightly, but you know what? He is going to fall apart in just a second. They're pushing mid tower, but they're still on top of a ward, which I don't know if that was the best of calls right now. Wow, that ult is keeping him going forever right now. Oh, and now he is down. Let's see what Yorick can do on his lonesome. Nothing. Oof. And Nocturne gets away with absolutely no health. 20 health, probably 18 by the time I clicked on him. Oop. And another bizarre ward. These aren't purple wards. These aren't going to grant them any extra vision. That wall is not going to block Katarina's ult. And Anivia needs to do her best to flee away. She was ignited. Oh, I guess she's decided to go egg. And the purple team is ascending upon it. He is begging for help. Do not let them get the blue buff. That person is probably screaming. Oof, blocking off that Katarina. She could have gone around the bottom because you know what? That's 100% where she's going. Corki is coming from the top. Leona's coming in. Leona can turn the tide super easily. Oh, slow on that. Leona ult manages to pull himself away. But that tower, that vexing tower, they need to put some damage on that tower. Someone correctly pings the idea. Let's see here. Oof, Ezreal ult. Oh, barely hurting that Corki. He's got the health from the Phase. She has the health from the Doran's Blades. And who even knows what his runes are right now. He probably, if he's playing off a standard, will have some armor rune at this point, so that'll lower the damage from Ezreal's ult, which I'm pretty sure is not magic damage. Oh, it's a hybrid ult. I'm pretty sure that guy is stoked for the new skin that's coming out, Pulsefire. See, Leona is warding Baron. Good call, because a Baron is going to be the thing that's going to turn the tide here. Blue, while I wasn't paying attention, managed to pull ahead in the gold again and towers. So let's see here. More wards in a vision area. I guess they just don't want to lose it. But as you can see here, Blue has planted wards in their jungle in very important areas. And this, I'm going to say, waste of money down the center is not doing them any good. They have not warded. Oh, they warded Baron. There we go. They didn't ward Dragon, though, and I could say pretty smug about that advice. York is going to be pushing top, looking for any gold he can get. What's he building at the moment? He has his Mana Moon. He has... he's going to be building a Sunfire Cloak, most likely. Let's see here. Blue team pings Dragon, a pretty good idea. But they want to probably keep Central Turret under control. If they can block the next wave of minions, Purple team is not going to try and advance. Up, and Nivia's going to farm all that. And they've got enough time for Nocturne. See if she can just keep moving around and making herself a pest. Yeah, Nocturne, and if Leona gets there, proc some passive. She helps slightly. Alright, so Ezreal is maybe beating up that Anivia. She stole Wraiths most likely while we were looking down at the dragon being stolen. Blue team is pulling ahead in gold again, and they've got, well, both teams basically have a lot of items built. There's good armor on each side, which is kind of funny considering Anivia seems to be doing a lion's share of the damage. But with Leona on the team, oof, Leona barely getting away with that. Barely getting away, and she does. It's not always the best call to have your pink eye on Leona. She's going to run around looking for wards, but as a melee champion, by the time that she'd find them, the enemy team knows where she is. She's not going to get away, and she's probably going to end up getting ganked. Oh, let's look at this. Nautilus is following Leona down. She is up, putting another ward around Dragon, while Nautilus waddles behind her. The whole enemy team is right here. And, ooh, the blue team's ward is still there. They know exactly where they are. And, they're choosing to use this time to farm. Graves is going to shot, picking up his Phantom Dancer. That's great for him. A better chance to crit, more movement speed to get in the right position, and attack speed galore. Let's see here, Corky and Anivia aggressively farming. Basically creating a good kill zone right there for anything that isn't a champion. Nautilus is pushing ahead. Yorick seems to be hobbling enough north. He's probably going to be paying attention when the red buff comes back. He's going to want it again, or he's going to try and fight Nocturne. Who knows how well that'll turn out. Up, Anivia tags Nautilus, going to be doing some damage on him. They have stunned Ezreal. Graves ult goes off, but Soraka basically makes that a non-issue. Who's going out? Graves is taken down by that Katarina. Damaged so much. Everyone gets an assist. That's going to be a lot of gold for the purple team. Hopefully that'll help them make up for all the dragons they've been missing. Anivia walls them off, blocking the assault. And Ezreal takes the time to be real petty to grab some to grab some wraiths for himself. Corky being just as petty in the face of that Nocturne. Let's see right here. Oh, taking tons of damage from that. Corky up, almost catching people, are jumping over the walls. Let's see what happens right here. Up. Soraka is stunned, keeping her out of the combat. Maybe that would have been a vital heal. Let's see what goes on right now. They are focusing Yorick, which is a terrible idea. He's got so much armor. Taking down the Nautilus. That's somebody who can pull one of their weaker members out of position, so that tactically, that could be a good call. Oof, they're just hammering them down. Now that's nothing but squishies left, but you know what? Corky is just as squishy as their team. Katarina goes down. Perfect vengeance kill, and the egg is already back. That's great for her. But Nocturne is going to go down under that damage. Oh, the Phoenix rises again, but she is in a terrible position to be in. That wall was not going to do anything against Ezreal, who has a Bloodthirster, a Trinity Force, a Pickaxe, a Berserker Greaves. He was doing so much damage and had so much lifesteal. Can we see his stacks with us? Yeah, he's got a full Bloodthirster, all stacks. This Graves is nothing. He should have been waiting underneath the tower. The tower could have done the extra damage he needed to balance out. Look at his life. Look at his life filling up. It's like he was never hurt. And if this Leona has half a brain, she will just hug tower and wait for someone else to be there. Good. Someone on her team was telling her some good advice. So let's see, right now we're at 32-40. There is no dragon, neither team is gone for Baron, but the purple ward is still up, so purple knows to look for it. Leona's probably heading up there right now to give another ward, walking right by a purple ward, warding their jungle. Nocturne is helping, or Nautilus, I'm gonna have to fix that mental bug I have right now, helping Ezreal get that blue buff so he can pop out more ultimates and more skill shots. Ooh, purple's vision on Baron is gone. And I have to imagine they're going to return the favor just as soon as possible. But she knows exactly where everyone is. The only person that could have gotten her was Katarina, who's going to be pushing top, as that's a great opportunity to farm. And her Bouncing Blade is going to do just that. Oh, she's just pushing the lane, running away. Very safe option. Oh, we got to fight mid. Nah, it's just Leona popping off as best she can, trying to make herself a nuisance. Going to be running, I guess, just into the jungle for some reason. What does she have? She has one ward left that she needs to decide what she wants to do with. Purple team is staying together. Blue team has kind of entered the farming phase. This might be a time when I can imagine purple team either trying to go a Baron, force Baron to try and get a team fight, because they've got a lot of damage. They've got, oh, that Graves is ignoring the fact that Nautilus is right there. Nocturne comes in with his ult. Purple team does not have... Ooh, Ezreal was getting tagged down there, but I have to say the power of Soraka is keeping him alive. Anivia is shut down. Her egg is already gone. Oof, blue team is just melting. You're not going to get away. Shut down. That Leona is down as well. Ezreal is doing so much damage, and Corky is just going to farm and let them take Baron, because there is absolutely nothing he can do. I don't even think it's reliable to try and use a missile to steal Baron. Let's see what he does, and they are hitting Baron. Baron is getting melted away. You can see all the things that are happening to him. Oof. Well, Corky goes in anyway, trying to see if he... But nope. Baron did not disengage. Yorick stayed on him. That could have been a pretty good way to stop Baron and force him to regain some health. He is, doing his best. He killed Katarina. Well, you know what? The silver lining of that is his team is going to be back, at least Anivia is, in the next 10 seconds. And only 4 members of the purple team are going to get that Baron buff, but it's still, they're going to get a big gold lead. They're going to be able to push this. And judging just from how team games go, what they should do right now is they need to base, they need to shop, use some of that brilliant and amazing Baron gold they got, and they're going to push mid. They're going to push mid with a lot of force. And what blue team needs to do right now is fight under tower or stay together and be aggressive. This Ezreal is out in the middle of nowhere. What they needed to do is they needed to get him. And he's going to continue to play aggressive. I mean, right now I can see this purple team thinking that they are on top of the world. And they are going to, let's see here. The dragon will be some good money. But a lot of people are near, let's see. Now there's some GP items Leona can turn into stuff. I'm not quite sure. Well, let's take a look at her. If AP does, what AP does for Leona. Nope, she's ported back into base. We'll have to find out in a second because you know what? This Nocturne is about to get ruined. Oh, they didn't have vision on Dragon. They could be going for that, but nope. They're going to wail on that Nocturne. Graves saving him with a well-placed smoke bomb. That's a good distance to use it in front of the turret. Let's see here. They are... Oof, that turret melts. Blue team is begging for all of its members to get there. If Corki is there too, him and Graves can melt one of these characters. The Baron allows for some life regeneration. But when they're faced against, look at that, they didn't know Dragon's gone. Without proper ward placement, they're not going to waste a significant chunk of that Baron time to go down there and find out they didn't have anything. But blue team has pushed forward. They are not together. That's only 4 of the team members, and Nocturne isn't going to significantly change a team fight. But if his ult is up, he can at least try to... Oh, where'd he go? There he is. His ult is up, so if things get a little messy, he can at least try to separate the team or freak them out momentarily. Their team placement's a little funky. Ezreal is in the front, but I don't really think they have a good initiate, other than Leona just kind of jumping in there and sacrificing herself, trying to paint all of them with her passive. Oh, take advantage of the tower. Yeah, this dance is going to happen. I do not think the purple team is going to be able to take that tower unless Graves is dumb enough to step out there. Let's see what happens. Oh. Yep, they've got good clearing abilities. I mean, Buckshot, Corki, Anivia, those are all going to be great ways to clear purple minions. See, they gave up. They're going to try and push top. Or... Ezreal is going to burn his ult in a bizarre I want to farm desire. So let's see here. They've split the team, which is going to be a godsend for blue team. So much so that Yorick is going back to base, Nautilus is going back to base. They all seem to be basing. They're just going to capture their ults. They didn't manage to get Dragon. They didn't manage to take down a turret. They did not manage to kill anybody. So right now, blue team is looking pretty good, and they are farming to the point where they are pulling ahead in the farm by 2,000 gold. Pretty nominal at this point. But that could be a pretty good difference in the next team fight. Anivia has finished several of her items. She has the Unholy Grail. And she also has an Archangel's Staff with a full mana bonus. Look at that. Corki has caught Ezreal, but you know what? Bad times. Oof! Nocturne not managed to do it, but here we go. The Baron buff is still in effect. Probably gave Corki a run for his money. Oh, the blue team is scattered. This is terrible. Leona is going to have to leave that Nocturne to die if there's anything he can do. Nautilus ult going up, popping him up. Even though he's under the turret, there is so much damage. There is all that coming from the Baron buff. 2 people are dead. They didn't wait. You compliment somebody and look what they do to you. Pretty good Graves ult. He's going to stop people or at least force them to have to walk into the turret range now if they want to do some damage. Turret is focusing on minions. Yorick has climbed on top of Leona, has jumped in the middle of them, but no one is proccing her passive, so that was basically a wasted sacrifice. Graves got a little bit of damage. He may even have burnt his ult to do that. The wall is pushing them off. They're trying to kill time at this point, and Baron is down. It is an even fight, but you do have a double buff Ezreal. And maybe a higher team level average. Now the teams are pretty average, 18-18, so now we're just going to be looking at item differences and smart decisions. Purple team is deciding to run away before the Wrath of Blue now that they don't have that Baron buff. Let's see what they can do on the way out. Ezreal has separated himself with the team, but Blue doesn't realize it. He's going to try and farm. They should have focused on the... Well, I guess they don't have vision like I do, so they don't know what that guy's going for. Let's see here. They are back in mid. Soraka's going to plant another ward at Baron. That was a wasted Baron as far as I see it. But Ezreal managed to pick up a second Bloodthirster. He is going to be melting faces. And, oh, that's a good purple ward. I missed that going down there. Nocturne completely spotted. There seems to be purple wards. I mean, this is the sign of a team showing dominance over the other. The blue jungle is warded with purple. They've got a great idea of when they're going for red. They got a great idea of when they're going to try and go to dragon. They don't so much care about blue buff, but they'll know when they're going to be going up for Baron next time that happens. But let's see. Corki's gone off. He is... Oof. He was going to farm on his own, but he's smartly heading back. Hopefully he'll not take as many risks. His death was the first thing that really ruined things for blue team. Here's an Ezreal coming in. He's got that blue buff, so I think he's just feeling it's okay to waste some of that. Oh, the blue buff is already over, so we've got a full 65 seconds before that ult is going to come into play. But his team has gotten pretty powerful at this point. Soraka's wandered off on her own. Could we have the support knuckle fight of a century? Nope. You've got Yorick, you've got Katarina, you've got Soraka. They're all around there. They all know what's happening. Everyone's basically dancing around each other, trying to do their best to farm. Purple does have... Ooh, Purple doesn't have vision in this area. Their vision ends at this line, so they kind of know when blue is coming, but they don't know... Oh, there we go, and they know exactly where he is. Blue team is split up. Oh, they've killed Ezreal. Look at that. Purple team is splitting, and this is a huge win for them. Ezreal with double Bloodthirsters, Infinity Edge, a Trinity Force, Last Whisper. Armor did not matter to him, life did not matter to him, and they're going to start pushing for a Baron. They know the purple team knows where they are. Let's see if Nautilus can pull. Oh, he misses, but Anivia face hugs Yorick for some reason. She is closing Yorick off, and they have got the Baron buff melting Nautilus. Yorick is going to be trying to run away. Anivia is hit him. Oh, Leona jumped on top of... Let's see what Graves is doing right now. Graves and Corki are running through the woods. They've captured that. Soraka is the only remaining team member. Destroy this tower. You've got Baron buff. Do the damage. They're going to be pushing up mid. Alright, so with this Baron buff, they have killed 4 members of Team Purple. They are pushing up middle. They have already claimed 1 tower. They are claiming a 2nd tower. There is no reason they shouldn't kill this inhibitor. They've got 7 seconds before Ezreal comes back. Ezreal Soraka is very dangerous, but they might be able to get another tower. Let's see how far they want to push this. They might be going to end the game. Let's see how well Ezreal can come in there and melt faces. Oof! Shaving a 4th of life off of Corki and Graves. Yeah, look at that. All that lifesteal, all that damage. It is not a good idea. Ezreal is and he is caught and brought back to life by a well-timed Soraka. Purple team is pushing it. They're going to knock it out, and it is impossible for blue to fight it off. That was a great Baron. They knew to go right down the middle, and there may have been a couple sacrifices that I didn't judge correctly that allowed blue team to pull out in front. Well, that was an interesting game. Hope you enjoyed this late night cast. I'm going to be figuring out how to do some better commentary and maybe produce better videos in the future. Please leave comments.